I went ahead and dropped that off. I love it because it was handed to me in PIN, but at a business. She left really great instructions, but there was another worker outside who was like, oh, you can go in that door, go straight back. And she goes, oh, wait a second. She got a text message from my customer with the PIN. So that made it so easy. Love that for both of us. And I was right. It led me right to a place close by my hotspots. So I'm going to go over a little further down the street to get exactly where I want to be. And then I will report in hopefully shortly. And now we're headed to Taco Bell. I told you I was in a good spot. $6.30 something cents, I think, for like 2.6 miles. So I'll take it at 12:38. Okay, so I had to drop off that Taco Bell order over at Subaru and had to walk in, and it was handed to me, so I left it on the car. But then once I got back in, I got a DoorDash for $29.95 or 75 cents, something like that. I was too excited. For 10 miles. Yeah, and it's not that many items, so this is a good order. This should really help me out a lot. I wanted to try to make, you know, between like 100, 125 today. I was just about almost at 60, and then I got this order, which is, you know, gonna get us pretty close to that $100 mark, and I should be able to get it done in about 40-ish minutes or so. So yeah, I'm stoked. This is a good order. So something went wrong with my camera. I went to leave Aldi and I couldn't get it to turn on. Well, it turned on for a second and I turned it off because it was not in the right position, and then when I went to turn it back on, it didn't. So I don't know what's up with that. But I just dropped off that order with my nifty little wagon because it was on the 3rd floor. And it has started to rain, but it's not heavy. So we're gonna continue until we can't. I know this is a terrible angle and very close up, and I'm sorry about that, but my camera's still not working, so we're headed back to Aldi. It was $18.50 for just a few, like 11 items, something like that, 2 different orders for like 6 miles. So yeah, I mean, I like these shopping orders. I like when it keeps my miles down. Okay, I fixed the camera situation. I'm on my way now to drop off this other Aldi order, and first they sent me instructions like on what the house looks like, yada yada, which is very helpful. I appreciate that. And then she sends me another message saying dog is on leash, but she will bark. That leash better be secure. Not to mention, are you sure? Why are you leaving your dog outside when it's raining? It's raining outside. That poor doggy. Anyway, this is a little bit further out here than I thought it was going to be. So it's going to be a few miles on the way back, but that's okay because I've actually done pretty well, I think, so far on miles. It's 3:20 right now, and once I drop this off, I think I'll have made like $115 or $120. I'll let you know for sure once I'm done, and then I'm going to decide whether I want to stay out or not, because I keep saying that because it'll be raining, but then at whatever drop off I'm at or pick up, it stops raining. I've gotten lucky, but yeah, I don't want to get stuck here out in the rain, and I have to be home in about an hour to an hour and a half, so I don't know. I don't want to look like a drowned rat going to my son's little musical performance, so I don't know. We'll evaluate and I shall let you know. doggy that she's talking about. She's barking. Look at them chickens and duckies. So cute. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna keep going. I got lucky, as you saw at that last drop off. It wasn't raining, at least to a point where I felt safe enough to bring my GoPro out into, like, you know, the air. So I'm going to CVS now. $8.25 to go 3.3 miles to pick up one thing. I don't even, what is the one thing, I wonder? Okay, well, it was one thing, now it's 3. That's okay, it's like vitamins and stuff, so all good. Well, that was interesting. So I went in and the 3 items were melatonin, some dry shampoo, and a COVID test. So I go to find the dry shampoo and they didn't have the exact one that she wanted. She wanted the volumizing one. They only had the original. She said to go ahead and substitute. Not a problem. Quick answer. Love that for me. And then I went and grabbed the melatonin. I substituted it because they didn't have the correct count, but I still got it. And then I went up front to get the COVID test, and the woman working the counter was like, "Are you DoorDash?" And I went, "Yes, ma'am." Because I saw the look she was giving me. And she just started laughing. I was like, "Oh no, what's the matter?" And she's like, "You'll laugh about it in a moment." And she comes out and she brings all the same products that I have, except for the volumizing dry shampoo was up there. So I was like, "Oh, I'll actually trade you that," because she wants it. I said, "What?" She goes, "You're the 3rd driver to come here to do this shop." I said, "Well, what happened?" She said their card wouldn't work at self-checkout. And I said, "Well, maybe it'll make the difference to do it with you." And she was like, "We'll see." And then she mentioned they had their digital card. This is the problem with having the cards digitally. I have them digitally, but I also keep the actual card on hand at all times, because sometimes, especially at CVS, it will get declined if you have just the digital version. So we put it through and it said payment successful, and I was like, voila. I was like, "I'm glad that you won't have any more of me's coming in same order for you to have stuff." She goes, "I'm not even gonna put it in a bag yet until your card gets accepted." So I'm glad that I was able to work out. I sent a little message, and you can probably hear the rain, but somehow, yet again, I was able to get in CVS and out of CVS without getting caught in the rain. And this should be easy enough to drop off without getting soaking wet, and I'll be $8.25 richer. And I wonder how much of that is actually base pay, because they had to keep pushing out the same order because it kept getting canceled. I guess we'll find out. I'll let you know. Okay, yeah, we're in full-blown pouring mode here, but I just got a really good call that'll probably be my last one of the day to go to Wendy's. $13.05 to go 5.4 miles. So I'm going to quickly take this and then I'm going to head home. So right after I'm done with this and I get all my numbers, I will give you a final breakdown for sure. Okay, I'm heading home. I made a whopping $151.81 in 6.5 hours. So that ended up coming out to $23.36 an hour. I made $1.73 per mile. Hey. Yeah, it was a great morning shift. I can't believe I keep saying this, but I'm really loving having DoorDash back. I'm making such much better money. I think I didn't know that I should have appreciated it more. But anyway, I'm going to try to get out of here because nobody seems to want to let anybody through, even though everybody's in traffic. Go! But if you could go ahead and hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining me today, and come back for the next one. Bye.